3 years ago, Tata Electronics was doing roughly 400 crore rupees in revenue. Today, that has jumped to 1.3 lakh crore rupees. And you know what? Wait for it. And now, Tata Electronics says it wants to hit $30 billion revenue within 5 years. At the center of this ambition lies India's biggest semiconductor fab, a massive chip packaging facility in Assam, and one of the most aggressive industrial policy pushes India has attempted in decades. Right now, Tata Electronics is building a 91,000 crore rupees semiconductor fab in Dhulera, Gujarat, and a 27,000 crore rupees OSAT facility in Assam. The combined investment is 1.18 lakh crore rupees. But here is the important part. Nearly 70% of both projects are backed by government subsidies under the India Semiconductor Mission, which means this is not just Tata investing, it is actually India using Tata as the execution engine for a national semiconductor strategy. The person leading this is Randhir Thakur, former Intel Foundry Services President, 40-year semiconductor veteran, 300 plus patents, IEEE fellow. And of course, this is someone who has spent decades inside the global chip industry, now building India's largest semiconductor project from scratch. And you know what? Honestly, that Intel experience truly matters because fabs are among the hardest industrial systems on earth to build and operate. Now, here's what actually makes Dhulera important. Tata is not trying to compete with TSMC on bleeding edge 2-nanometer chips. We will get there someday, and that too fairly quickly, hopefully. Instead, the fab will focus on 28 nanometer to 110 nanometer nodes, automotive chips, power management ICs, microcontrollers, industrial semiconductors, which, well, sounds less glamorous, but this is actually the backbone of the global electronics economy, which actually caters to cars, industrial systems, it encompasses smart devices, defense electronics, entails power systems. And right now, the world wants more supply chain diversification away from China and Taiwan. That very geographical timing truly matters massively. Another important point to notice and understand is that most semiconductor projects announced in India so far are OSAT or packaging facilities. Tata's is very different because it is building the fab, the packaging layer, and design ecosystem partnerships too. So that actually comes across as fab plus OSAT plus design, which makes Tata Electronics India's closest attempt yet at building a vertically integrated semiconductor ecosystem. So what happens globally? Very few companies operate across all three layers, and that too successfully. Now let's come back to the number, which is 400 crore rupees to 1.3 lakh crore rupees in just 3 years, which effectively makes Tata Electronics one of the fastest scaling industrial businesses in India as of right now. The EBITDA has already crossed 4,000 crore rupees, and the company says current revenue run rate is already around $15 billion, which means the $30 billion target is essentially a doubling from here. Still ambitious, but honestly, no longer impossible looking at those numbers. There is, of course, one caveat. Reports suggest around 70% of fab capacity is already pre-committed, but actual long-term binding offtake agreements have not been fully disclosed publicly as of yet. What we do know, though, is Intel has partnerships with Tata, Qualcomm has announced a SAM OSAT collaboration, PSMC is providing technology support. Tokyo Electron is supplying the equipment. But the real test truly begins when production starts to scale commercially. Because semiconductor manufacturing is ultimately about yield, customers, reliability, and economics. And here, of course, is the front page take. India now has multiple semiconductor projects moving simultaneously. Tata Micron, CG Power, Keynes, but Tata remains the crown jewel because it is the only front-end fab among all of them. We have said this time and again here on front page. And of course, if Dhulera succeeds, India moves from assembling electronics to manufacturing the foundational layer of modern technology itself, which changes India's position in the global supply chain permanently. And right now, it's already happening because there is no Apple without Tata. What do you have to say? In the comments below, please do let us know. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by the AIM Network. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM.